Alright people, it's your boy Views on Sport. We're back again with another video. I thought I'd do a quick pre-record today, just going over some of the transfer stuff. Obviously it's day 3 of the transfer window. Arsenal are yet to confirm any signings. You know, we're yet to see any movements through the door. I've woken up today to the same old stuff. Bruno Fernandez has apparently turned down Saudi Arabia, so Saudi clubs have obviously come in for him. I didn't read the whole story. I didn't even know that it happened, to be fair. But today I'm getting told that Bruno has rejected Saudi, and apparently it's a relief to Man United as a club. I'm not sure why. Obviously, you know, maybe he's one of the players that they want to keep, but in terms of the money they might have got, but it looks like they don't even need it, because all of the talk yesterday was about Brian Mbeumo choosing Man United, and Man United approaching Brentford this week to obviously get the deal underway. And again, I've got to congratulate Man United if they pull this one out the bag, because they've already got Cunha, someone I think Arsenal should have been going for, and now they're looking like they're about to get Mbeumo. So that's two very good signings, two signings that are better than whatever they signed last year. Let me just say that. So it's worrying. It's worrying. As an Arsenal fan, you want to see some transfer stuff. We needed some transfer stuff. We need some good news. We need some dopamine. Yeah, that's what we need. We need some dopamine. We need some good news. And we're not getting anything. You know, Man United looking like they got more pull than Arsenal at the moment. Yeah, they're still going on about this Sesko and Gyokeres, ongoing talks, all this other crap, when it shouldn't even be a choice for me. Gyokeres is the more calculated risk. He's the one that everyone can expect to score goals in the Premier League. If Sesko comes, you can't expect that of him. So I kind of feel like that's a little bit of an out for Arteta. Again, do you know what I mean? And it's same old Arsenal, in my opinion. We need to make a statement this summer. We never done it last summer. Liverpool, like I said, have got their big boy pants on. Gyokeres, Frimpong, Wirtz. Obviously, Gyokeres and Wirtz isn't finalised yet, but let's be honest, it's looking pretty concrete, as Fabrizio, I should say, would say. It's looking pretty concrete. They've got their big boy pants on. Today, the paper talk is that they're now looking at strikers. Imagine Gyokeres at Liverpool. Like, Arsenal need to hurry up and get these deals done. Talking about Arsenal, what's going on with Zubimendi? Apparently, it's been tied up since January. We've had 2 different stories coming out saying, here we go, and all this crap. So, what's going on? Another thing that Arsenal fans need to be worried about. This is why I'm not confident. This is why I already feel worried. Oh, you're panicking. Be patient. We've been patient. We've been patient for five and a half years without winning nothing other than that FA Cup. We've been patient for the transfer windows because we know that we've been needing a gunman, yeah, for years, and we still ain't got one. And the first person through the door apparently is Zubimendi, and it still ain't happened. So for me, it's smacking of the same old Arsenal, guys. I got to be honest. I was expecting us to try and turn a different leaf this season. Just like the Tottenham fans, big up the Hotspur K, big up Jay. We had a great stream yesterday. You know, he's expecting Tottenham to turn the screw as well now. But will they? You know what I mean? Because I don't know, man. We thought that Arsenal was really going to go big this summer, and it still could happen. But how? Because all the players are probably going to be gone by then. I don't know. Maybe I'm just panicking, but here we are, guys. Here we are. But anyway, let's try and get into the actual story. So Bruno Fernandez has turned down Saudi Arabia. Man United news. Brian Mbeumo looks like he could be on the way to Man United. It's a good signing, to be fair. It's a very good signing. You know, I heard Northside and Yasser asking Tony Claude where would he play at Arsenal. Like, obviously he'd be competition for the right, or maybe go down the middle. Like, who knows? First thing we got to do is bring the players in and then work it out. That's what a good manager does. So, but anyway, yeah, Bruno turned down Saudi. Brian Mbeumo looks like it's a here we go to Man United. They've already signed Cunha. You know what I mean? They're moving big. Today it was confirmed that Wirtz only wants Liverpool, so that's going to get done. Might just take a bit of time because it's a big deal, but it's basically done. Gyokeres as well. He's very keen to go to Liverpool as well. So, you know, Chelsea. Let's talk about some Chelsea news. They have rejected the 25 million for Sancho, and they're going to pay the 5 million compensation to give Sancho back to United. I'm pretty surprised by that. If I'm going to be honest, but you know, let's see what happens. Maybe Sancho could work it out at United under a new manager. Maybe he won't. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. Let me just say this: I don't want him at Arsenal. I'm not saying he wouldn't do any, you know, any work at Arsenal for us, but I don't want him at Arsenal. Yeah. But the news today is that they're going to send him back to United and pay the 5 million compensation. What else is going on? Kelleher, he's going to have his medical at Brentford in the coming week. So big up him. He's going to go to become a #1 goalkeeper, and he deserves it, in my opinion. Brentford, I don't know if that was the best move for him. I reckon he could have had the pick of the litter, but that's where he's gone. Thomas Frank maybe have sold the project to him. And good luck to him. He's on his way. Obviously, there's talk about Ange leaving Spurs. That's been the last couple of days, which I think is a bit of a disrespect. However, they have got more standards than Arsenal, haven't they? Because he has won them a trophy this year. He's won them their first trophy in 17 years. He's won them a European Cup, a major competition, and they're about to play in the Super Cup as well against PSG, and they're still talking about sacking him. So on one hand, it's a bit disrespectful, but on the other hand, it's standards, guys. Standards, guys. So big up Tottenham. Apparently, they're gonna keep Tell. But we haven't really heard much in terms of transfer news for them as well. Leroy Sané, he is now being offered around, you know, like a spare bag of chips. Do you know what I'm saying? He wants to move closer to his family, and his family are apparently in London. So he's been offered to Spurs. He's been offered to Arsenal. Obviously, there's other clubs in London as well. But for me, I think the big thing for Leroy Sané is probably his wage. You know what I mean? He's probably he's gonna be a free, so that counts for something. But he's probably gonna want 200 plus in wages. And then, is he even the one to kind of be a starter on the left for Arsenal? I don't believe so. Might have been good to come off the bench. You know, I'm not saying that he ain't got no quality, but I just don't. He seemed like he's a little bit washed up. I'm gonna be honest. You know, if we got someone like Rodrigo, or we got a Semenyo or a Lookman, someone like that, and then we added Sane for the depth, then I wouldn't mind. Let me know what you think of Sane. You know, talks of him going to Spurs, talks of him being offered to Arsenal as well. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. But other than that, I mean, it has been a little bit dry. I mean, you know, Real Madrid's been making moves. You know, Al Hilal, apparently, you know, Saudi clubs are making moves. Liverpool's making moves. You know, Chelsea's making moves. Obviously, they've had the Liam Delap news. Apparently, Osherman's on his way to Saudi Arabia as well. You know, so these are market opportunities, guys. Osherman, you know what I mean? You'll hear and ahhing about Sesko or Gyokeres when you've got Osherman as well. And some people are saying that Osherman will probably fit Arsenal better than both of those guys. Me personally, you know who I want. I want to be doing this at the Emirates, bro. But if you got me Osherman, I wouldn't be turning my nose up at it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because he is a killer in the box. But again, Arsenal dilly-dallying. And I didn't think this would be happening once we got Bert through the door. But, you know, Arsenal doing Arsenal things. Maybe it's a thing where, you know, Bert doesn't realise how bad it is at Arsenal. But then you're meant to be here to shake things up, right? You need to be on the phone to the Cronkies and saying, bro, this ain't it. You know what I mean? Or what's going on? Like, because already it's seeming like there's a battle going on. You know, Arsenal were talking to both Sesko and Gyokeres. Why? Oh, you don't want to be caught lacking. Why are we not talking to Alvarez? Why are we not talking to Osherman? Why are we not hearing about that then, if you don't want to get caught lacking? Because we know what it is, man. We know what it is. Big Bert wants Gyokeres, and I'm saying Big Bert. Bert wants Gyokeres and Arteta wants Sesko. And here's my thoughts on it. Sesko's a potential player. I think he's just had a bit of bad luck that he's being courted by Arsenal when the Arsenal fans want more. We need a statement. So at the start of the transfer window and just at the end of the season, we've been hearing about Rodrigo and Gyokeres, and now there's talk of Sesko and who for the left? Nobody. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want Williams either, because 400 grand a week, we don't want that. So there's just my thoughts, people, on what's been going on in the transfer world. I am a bit worried that Arsenal are still moving bare slow, but all we can do is come on and release our feelings on YouTube, innit? That's all we can do, and wait. But we've been waiting, bro. We've been waiting. You know, like the skeleton at the blinds. We've been waiting, and still nothing's going on. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the news and Mbeumo maybe to United. Jadon Sancho getting sent back to sent back to United. Bruno Fernandez turning down Saudi Arabia. So let me know your thoughts in the comment, guys. Just a short one, just to kind of go over some transfer stuff. Views on sport. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Back again soon.